Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a flip through of some of my pages from my recent vacation that I took to a few different states over here in the United States. So I thought I would share them with you all because I absolutely loved what I did with them. So this isn't a separate journal, by the way. It's just in my current journal, which is from Walmart. I'm really liking working in a larger journal again. It's always refreshing to go from a smaller journal to a larger journal because you can use a lot of different cutouts that you wouldn't be able to in a smaller journal. So anyway, this is the cover page. It's just a couple of different maps that I just glued in here. This one is Cleveland and then this one is Minneapolis. I put some scrapbook paper and then just stuck a couple of stickers on there and wrote Road Trip 2019. And then I knew that I wasn't going to be able to write extensive entries each day like I normally would. So I prepped a couple of pages in advance of my trip, and each day I just jotted down a few notes about the day. So this way when I did come back, I'd be able to write extensive entries without having to think too hard. And then I did the washi borders around it. I thought that looked really cool. I saw it on another person's channel. I forgot who exactly, but I thought it was really cute and I loved it. Then we have our first day of vacation, which was in Cleveland. So I just cut a bunch of different things from brochures, programs, other pamphlets that I may have accumulated during the trip. This is the Cleveland skyline. And then I thought that was kind of funny. It was like an advertisement for a casino out there. The MLB All-Star Game was a couple of days prior to when we went, so they still had up all these different banners that I took a picture with. This is the sign inside the stadium. Stadiums usually have one once they host the All-Star Game, which is pretty neat. My family and I like baseball, so you'll see a common theme of that in these pages. So then here's the second spread for Cleveland, again with the All-Star Game. My brother and I shared a helmet of nachos, which were okay. They had smoked chicken, which didn't really taste good, but there was a lot of food in there, so we didn't finish it. And then just another pamphlet that I cut up so this way I can incorporate it somehow. And I glued it on the back of this first game certificate. It wasn't my first game, but I got it anyway, just so I could stick something in my journal. So I just wrote, not my first visit to Progressive Field. I thought that was kind of funny. So here's our second day. We went to the University of Notre Dame, which is such a beautiful school. So I just cut this out. This is of the church, which is also beautiful. I made a little pocket for my map. And then that is the main building on campus with the golden dome. That's inside the church. And then as we were passing through from Notre Dame to Wisconsin, we had to pass through Chicago, so I just took a picture of the skyline there. And then continuing on, since we were passing through Chicago, we made a little stop in the outskirts of Chicago and like the suburbs. This is outside of the school where the Breakfast Club is set. This is where they filmed them arriving and leaving the school, and I think that inside, that's where it was actually filmed. They set up a whole gym, but now it's not a school, it's like a police headquarters, I think. So that's pretty neat. And then we also stopped at the Home Alone house. This is Kevin's house, which is such a beautiful house. I love it. So then we finally reached Wisconsin. We went to Milwaukee. So this was a frozen custard place that we tried because we saw it on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So this is the custard flavor list, and I thought that was pretty neat with all their different specials each day. So I just incorporated that. And then there's just a picture of Christian Yelich. My family and I were on the Jumbotron. I'm covering that up because I don't think they'd want their faces out there. But that was pretty neat as well. So here's more of Milwaukee continued. This was a beautiful sunset that we saw as we were leaving the stadium. I just had to take a picture of it. And then there's my brother in front of Panda Express. We tried it for the first time and it really was not good. So I don't think we'll ever have it again. What's funny is that this is page 22 in the journal and Christian Yelich is 22. And that was totally coincidental. I didn't plan that. So then here is day 3. We were in Milwaukee again for another game. So I just took this off of the program. Here's day 4. We were off to Minnesota, my first time in the state. And we stopped at the Spam Museum. As you can tell, it is totally spam themed on these pages. So this is just like one of those postcard pictures outside of the museum, and then outside of the museum there. And then these are just some pictures from inside. How many spam cans tall are you? And then this is the little brochure guide that they give you with all the different exhibits, which is pretty neat. So continuing on our way to Minneapolis, which was where we were going, we stopped at Chick-fil-A. So I just had to take a business card to have something to put in my journal. And then we wanted to go see Prince's recording studio / house, Paisley Park, but you couldn't go up close unless you actually bought the tickets, and we weren't going to buy them because they're super expensive. So we just took a picture as we were driving by on the highway. And then we went to the Como Zoo, which is the zoo in St. Paul, and these are just some pictures that I took. And then I put the map here. With all of my brochures, I wanted to make sure that I would be able to totally open it. And that's what it does. This is my favorite washi, by the way. I've probably said it a few times, but I love it. So continuing on with the day, we stopped at this restaurant called the 5-8 Club, which is known for this burger, the Juicy Lucy, which is what Minnesota is known for. And the 5-8 Club claims to be the originator of this burger, which is basically just a burger stuffed with cheese. It was pretty good. And then after, we went on a little hike, and we saw this pretty waterfall. I think that it's called Minnehaha Falls, if I'm not mistaken. That's just a family picture, but I'm covering up faces. And then on the drive back to the hotel, the sky looked like this, and the clouds looked really funny, so I just had to take a picture of it because it was raining earlier. I've never seen clouds like that. So here is day 6, also in Minneapolis. We stopped by the Mississippi River. That's just my brother. I mistakenly put the picture sideways. I didn't know it was upright. It was a dumb mistake. And then here is a map to the Mill City Museum, which is where gold medal flour originated, which was pretty neat. So here's more of that continued. It was a pretty nice little museum and had a lot of different exhibits. And we got to go in this cool elevator up a tower that would show you what it would be like to work in the factory. And then we went to this little Chinese, I guess it's like a chain out in Minnesota because we don't have this here on the East Coast, Lianchin. It was pretty good. And then I got to go to my 26th baseball park, Target Fields in Minneapolis. So I took a picture outside and put that in here. And then we went on a little tour. So this is the MLB logo made out of bat knobs, which is pretty cool. So continuing on with the tour, that's just one of the clubs. And then this is some Joe Mauer stuff inside of the club. He's like one of the more well-known players of the Twins. This is just a business card. I'm just covering up their information. And then here is our view from our seats of the field. Pretty nice. I kept score during the game, and I put it in as a little tip-in, and I just glued both sides together so it would be able to flip like this. And I put the ticket there. And then here is our view when the Mets won. It was pretty nice. And then the Twins logo. Here's day 6, also in Minneapolis. This was the view from our seats. And then the Mets sideline reporter was doing his report like right next to our seats, and we were kind of on TV, so I screenshotted it and put it in there. My favorite player, Pete Alonso, hit a home run, so I just took a picture as he was running by on the bases. And then we went out to the old spaghetti factory for dinner, and I just took a picture of my tortellini. I kept score again, but this time only for the Mets, so I glued it in here and glued my ticket on top. So here's day 7 in Minnesota. This is outside of the Xcel Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild, their hockey team, plays. That's a statue of Herb Brooks, who was the 1980 Olympic hockey team coach. also the subject of one of my favorite sports movies, Miracle. So I took a picture with the statue, and then we went to Nickelodeon Universe, which is the indoor amusement park. It's pretty cool. So I just put a picture outside of it. I listed all the rides that we went on and how many times we rode them. This is my wristband for the day. And then here is the map, which I made sure that I could open it and look back on at all the rides, which is pretty nice. They're opening one nearby in New Jersey, I think toward the end of the year, which is pretty cool. And then it continues over here. This is like the Lego store with some really cool little Lego sets that would probably take forever to make. And then we had some bubble tea here. My brother took this gift card thing, so I just put it in this little pocket I made with the business card. Those are some butterflies in one of the atriums in the mall. And then we went on a river cruise at night, which wasn't that good, but I just took a picture and put it in here. So here's our last day in Minnesota. We went to a sculpture garden, which took forever to walk to, and it was really hot this day, very humid. Then we went to the Art Institute. So this is a gallery wall. I thought that was kind of cool, really pretty. This is a Van Gogh painting, and then a Degas statue. And then we went to the Twins game again, so that was the view from our seats. I got some Dippin' Dots in one of those helmets. I took a picture of that. Then there were fireworks after the game, which were kind of cheesy, but I still took pictures of them. And then this is inside the Target Center where they play basketball. We were passing through, so I just had my brother take a picture with the Jack Links thing there. So this is the final day in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We toured Lambeau Field where the Green Bay Packers, the football team, plays. So this is outside. This is in the Hall of Fame Museum. These are actually all of their uniforms over the years, which is pretty cool. And then part of their Hall of Fame wall. So these are all footballs with different players in their Hall of Fame. That's just a close-up of like the only player I know, Brett Favre. And then these are all of their Lombardi trophies. And then just a brochure for the atrium out there in Lambeau Field. That's just the ticket to the Hall of Fame. And then just continued, we took a tour. So there's my tour ticket. And then that's the stadium from a really nice vantage point. This is inside the visiting team locker room. And then this was in the tunnel that the Packers walk through to get to the field. So that was like a little sign that all the players touch before they go out, which is pretty neat. And then this is the tunnel itself, my ticket, and then me on the field. Here's the last page. We went to this really good restaurant that I saw on Yelp, Titletown Brewery. It was really good. So I had some mac and cheese, because of course you have to get that in Wisconsin. And then we went to this like amusement park thing, and there were a ton of geese there. I would say like 150, 200. So I just kind of tried to take a picture of them. They're kind of scary. And then this was like the beach over there, really pretty. And this was the sunset in Green Bay. And that is it for my little travel journal. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and possibly even subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I will be back soon with different videos that I have planned, like sticker collections, washi collections, so stay tuned for that. But until then, take care. Bye.